Hey everybody, Walty Wanderers, buckle up, strap in. We got a hard-hitting, pull no punches, no sugarcoating, and rainbows, no sunshine. It's gonna give it to you and give it to you straight. We got a good one to unpackage today. Welcome to the show. Let's get right on into it. All right, race fans, buckle up, strap in, roll up your windows, lock your doors as we unpackage another barn burner as we head into round two of Super Duper. A lot to cover, but one of the things that I wanted to cover today is these press conferences. We are now trying to do these football-style press conferences and trying to go next level and hype this series up. We get it. My challenge is this. It's still a little bit awkward from what I'm seeing. Let me know in the comments below if you're seeing the same thing or what, in fact, you're seeing. But they're parading all these riders up onto the stage and then having the media and even fans ask them questions. And what I'm seeing is the same riders, the stars, are the only ones getting questions. Most of these riders aren't even getting asked questions yet. They're forced to sit there like a fly on the wall and get overlooked. This is a massive, massive ball drop. What I would do and what should be done is just go ahead and start from one end of the line and work your way down to the other. If you get the opportunity to ask a rider a question, go ahead and have it be the rider that's next on the list to be asked a question. I got it. We all want to talk to Jetson. We all want to talk to Danger Boy. If that's the case, just bring those guys up and let the other guys go about their business. It's not fair to bring these guys up and force them to sit there and just be a fly on the wall and get overlooked and not ask a question. It's uncomfortable, it's awkward, and I'm not even going to get into some of the questions we're asking. I mean, these are high-paid, high-dollar athletes, and some of the times, as much as I appreciate the fans, they're having little kids ask questions like, if you win this next championship, what type of car are you going to buy now? Who cares? Who's giving these kids these questions? I like the idea, but everything is really falling flat. They really need to fix this, in my opinion. In fact, we polled it, and we're going to reveal the results of that poll because that's what we do here momentarily. Do they need to step it up when it comes to these press conferences? Are they mismanaging it? For me, it really is. They may as well have Weege and JT ask the questions. I understand these media guys like to hear themselves talk and say, hey, I'm Joe Blow from Joe Blow MX Sports, whatever the case may be. It's a chance for these guys to get some work and actually ask some questions. We don't care. I'm more embarrassed. It's like really painful to watch these riders just not even get a question. Why did you bring these guys up if no one's going to ask them a question? A massive, massive ball drop. Now, even in these press conferences now, the 65 riders, especially because last week there was some controversy on a couple of the 65 riders jumping a couple of the jumps when they were told not to. It was okay, then it's not okay. And now these 65 riders are coming up for press conferences. I understand, yes, it's, let's get these kids to, these are the future of our sport, future stars of our sport. But nobody wants to hear from the 65 riders. And why? And with that said, I really have to tackle this point. Why is it a problem that these 65 riders are? I'll tell you the real problem that I see from the suits. Why they really don't want these 65 riders? Because clearly the fans want them to huck these big jumps. They can huck the big jumps, at least some of them. Why not let them huck the big jumps? Well, I'll tell you why. Because we're trying to sell this to the public as a safe sport. And there's a high chance these kids are going to crash on TV. That's why we don't want the 65 riders jumping these jumps, because it will be a bad look for the sport if they actually crash, which is what happens when you ride motocross. It's not if you're going to crash, it's when and how bad. Now, luckily, these little kids can bounce back up from some pretty big crashes much quicker than what these older guys can do. So what I'm seeing really is they don't want these kids crashing on TV. So now, last but not least, with these tracks, It's clearly the tough blocks are being sold to advertisers. The tough blocks are more important than the riders because people are paying for their logos and companies and brands to be on the tough blocks. But clearly, when these guys are practicing, most of them, if you notice their practice facilities, they don't have tough blocks lining the edges of obstacle sections. I could see a straightaway, certain areas, but in a rhythm section, you cannot have these tough blocks. They have to be moved out of the way. They have to be reshaped. Something has to be happened because the second one single knobby gets a bite into a tough block, you're potentially going down. So we have to do something about these tough blocks are now becoming an issue. And when we're doing these super duper rounds that have the barriers, concrete barriers, we got to start putting tough blocks there. Put them on these barriers. You have a massive amount of barriers that you could pretty much put some advertising on and tough blocks and protect the riders. Massive, massive ball drop. So let's go ahead and cut over to some polling. What you guys think when it comes to these press conferences now that they're trying to manufacture and hype up, and see if you like it or you don't. Let's go ahead and cut over to that polling right now. Race fans, buckle up, strap in, roll up your windows, lock your doors, and throw on that open face. When asked on the Walty Wanderers community page of the YouTube channel, do they need to do a better job asking all the riders a question at these press conferences? 85% of you said, yes, please ask them all questions. Don't bring them up if you're not going to ask them a question. And there it is there. Let's get back to the studio and wrap this thing up. All right, friends, there you go. The overwhelming majority of us see, these press conferences need a lot of work. They clearly do. Now, on a good note, round 2 is super duper. Hopefully we'll have some good racing. The track looks good. We got a lot of sand. This could play into Beast Mode's hand. But if you're a betting man, you're betting money, better go on Jetson because it looks like he's back and back to play. In final thoughts, I come to you as a friend, as a content creator, as a moto guy. I want to see you not only win on the track, off the track. Understand the waters you're swimming in now. Shark infested. Round 2, super duper Texas. Welcome to the swimming pool. We got a lot to tackle. You better hope these tough blocks don't take anybody down, and you better hope those 65s can jump some of these jumps, or some of these people are going to start fast forwarding, pausing, are not even watching the 65s if you just make them ride around and roll everything. That's why Walty will be here to blow the lid off it every step of the way. Because it's not only what we need, it's in fact what we deserve. Appreciate the content. I want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Social media links in the description of this video if you'd like to follow me there, along with links to channels I've appeared on I think you might enjoy. If you enjoyed this video, you're going to love the next video, and there's an easy subscribe icon for your convenience. As always, thank you for your time. Don't go over the bars. God bless. I'll see you on the next video.